22 days ago, I bought this abandoned Victorian home, and in this video, I'm going to show you the start to finish process about renovating it and bringing it back to some sort of glory. This is episode 2. Last time, I left you on a little bit of a cliffhanger because I left work one day, so I left the house, and I came back, and to my astonishment, they had painted the entire house, which would seem like a good thing. That's a positive, except it wasn't a positive because I hated the paint color. What do you think about the paint color? You can see it right there. To me, it looks like a new construction home, and it takes away a lot of the cute Victorian dollhouse vibes that this house usually has. And that really bothered me. So I asked the guys, I said, hey, how much would it cost me to fix it, to get another coat of paint on there, a different coat of paint? And they said it's going to be $8,500. And that's a problem because we only have $100,000 for this budget. And so far I'm at $122,000. And after this video, when you see what you're going to see, it's going to be $130,000. So to add $8,500 on top of that is muy terrible, if you will. So instead of doing that, I said, gosh, let me go to Instagram and ask people their opinions because I don't trust my own design aesthetic because I've been living with a mattress on the floor for most of my adult life. So I put it to Instagram and I asked them, hey, what do y'all think? And I was really shocked with the results because 67%, you're going to see it in a second, 67% actually said it's fine. So I decided to do something a little different. So instead of switching the paint color, since everyone says it's fine, I'm going to, I think, just add trim to it. I'm also going to change that porch color that you see being sprayed right now and do a haint blue. If y'all don't know what haint blue is, it's something from the Geechee culture in the South. Mostly in like the lowlands or the low country of like South Carolina and Georgia. And what they would do is they would paint their porches, the porch ceilings, a haint blue, which is a really beautiful color. And it's very historically accurate for the time. So I thought that that would be dope and give it a little more character. What I also thought would be dope is something a little different that you probably haven't seen a lot. Now in Victorian homes, I know this because I've been Googling and Pinteresting at like 2 o'clock in the morning when I can't sleep. But in Victorian homes, look right there. You can see there's some really cool ornate elements on the exterior, and they call it gingerbread trim. Number one, that's just a really cute name. So I love that name. Number two, it really kind of goes to the times and it makes it look more historic and just more cute. So I think I'm going to add gingerbread trim on it, and I think that'll make me hate the paint color less. Or at least I hope it makes me hate the paint color less. I'm showing you what the other houses on the street look like so you can kind of give me your ideas on the color too, see if you like it. The only problem about the gingerbread trim, and it is a potential huge problem, is this picture right here. This is the original picture of the house, but you can see on this screenshot, it's on the National Register of Historic Houses, which is really not what you want because everyone has an opinion when that happens. And not only does everyone have an opinion, that there's boards and regulations and applications that we have to submit. So I'm debating on whether to do that right now. What would you think? Do you think it's worth it to add the gingerbread trim and to go through that process? I think it'll look super cute. And I think once again, it'll make me hate the paint color less. So anyway, despite that happening, they're making some amazing progress on the things like the porch and on the exterior painting. So now, a little something popped up this week that I was not anticipating, and we had a crew on another project that was going to come over and help us with this project once they were done. However, the crew started to really slack off and kind of take advantage. I'm not someone that is on people's behind every day, so I'm not like micromanaging people, and in exchange for that I just kind of trust them to do their thing. But the other crew wasn't, and they just really slacked off, and that's not good because we're selling some of these homes to first-time home buyers and we want them to have like a really good quality home. And if the crews are not doing what they're getting paid for, they had to go. So I had to fire that crew and bring a new crew in. This crew I've used the entire time on this house, and they're fantastic. So we're really happy to see them. Anyway, they're absolutely crushing it. You can see, look, we got a whole porch done. We're going for chocolate on the floors and chocolate on the railings. And to celebrate that milestone, we invited the neighbors over, which are super cool cats, by the way. It's so lucky to get good neighbors. The one to my right is an absolute terror, and she's been making everything very difficult on us, except once I contacted her and started asking her about her opinions on things, she got a lot nicer. So now we're buddies. But as you can see, the neighbors came over, and now we are going to prep for the painting. Except we got a little side quested by my realtor that said there's an off-market house for sale, but they're only accepting offers for the next hour. And let me tell you what, 2 people had died in this house, and we were one of the first people into it after that happened.
Oh God, what's that?
They're so scared. I didn't want to go first. The contractor didn't want to go first. The realtor didn't want to go first. So we finally figured out and made the contractor do it. So anyway, that house we're going to skip. We're not going to buy, but it had multiple offers on it already. And those offers were $200,000 and above. Can you imagine? It's just the real estate market is insane. If you want to do this for a living, you can get some coaching from me. It's like $200 an hour, and just call me whenever, which is good. I actually wish I had that when I started out because I didn't have anyone to talk to, and I would have saved myself so much money. I mean, I'm talking like easily 200 grand if I had like a proper coaching, especially back in the day. And not just for like tactical use to know what you should and shouldn't do. That's helpful too, but you can get that from YouTube, but mostly on mindset. Like I made a couple of bad flip decisions in my life and lost some money. And instead of just getting back into the game, I just took a year off, which is not good. And I think a proper coach would have helped me reframe that really quickly. And I could have saved the ultimate resource, which was time. And I want y'all to be able to do that too. So anyway, not only am I offering coaching, I'm going to ask for coaching because in a second, you're going to see we need a decision. And the decision I need to make is the interior paint colors. So I'd be more than happy to get y'all's opinion on what you think a good interior paint color scheme should be in here. We're going for, I told the guys, rich person white. We want white, but rich white. Does that make sense? So as you can see, we have 5 different samples. They all kind of look the same and they all dry differently. I think we're going to go with one of these 2, either the one on top, which I think is like a light alabaster, or that Greek villa on the bottom. That's a piece of trim right there just for reference. But I think we're going to maybe do Greek villa, but I'm open to it. So the guys are absolutely crushing it. Another thing I would love people's opinions on is, all right, do you see this is the master bedroom? And we opened up the trunk room to make it a sweeping big closet. Now, I've gotten some feedback that someone says that should just be like a little sitting room off to the side. Someone else says that should be a closet. But how do we put the doors on it? Do we just do doors? Do we not do doors? Do we do like a little archway? I think a little archway might be cute. That's the inspo if you're looking at it. So a little archway might be cute. And then we can just kind of leave it open and have them have their little sitting area in there too. A sitting area might be good. I'm kind of just stumbling onto this as I'm thinking about it. Guys, there's something, I made a huge mistake. And you're going to see that in the end of this video. And I'm actually kind of embarrassed because once again, this is not my first rodeo, boys and girls. But even if you're an expert in this business, something always pops up every transaction that will throw you for a loop. And you have to just kind of get comfortable with that loop and just know that it's going to happen. Just build it in. And this is kind of how I look at life too. And this is the awesome lesson I learned is that like, I also build in like bad things happening to me. So if I'm going to leave my laptop in the front seat of my car every day, which I do, because I don't want the mental stress of having to like lug it around or find a locker at the gym and bring a lock with it. I don't want that mental stress. So I'm just assuming that 10% of the time it's going to get stolen, right? So I'm just building that in. And if I'm okay with that, then I'm okay with that. So that's what you kind of have to do with real estate investing too. Just build in that 20% or 10% of crap is going to go wrong and it's going to really bother you. And that way you're like, oh no, I was anticipating it. I didn't quite know what it was, but I was anticipating it. And then you feel a lot better. So what I'm going to show you soon is the inspo pictures, because I realized I'd never shown y'all any inspo pictures of what the inspo that we're going for at this house is. And then you're going to be able to kind of see and hopefully get on the same page. This was supposed to be the closet. Now, let's be very clear. I took these screenshots and this inspo from a rich person. We're not rich people here. So this is not going to be the same, but just the general vibes are what we're going for. So that's the closet. off the trunk room that I thought would be really cool. This is them doing the downstairs. We're doing a shower and closet downstairs, so they're framing that in, which is really cool. And then I'm going to show you the bathroom inspo. So this is kind of the bathroom inspo that we're going for. I really like it. The realtor, Aaron, calls it French contemporary. That's the living room. I just think it's clean and chic and modern and expensive looking. But this is my favorite thing in the entire world, is this kitchen. And we're really going to try hard to make a kitchen like this. The surprising part about the kitchen is there's no appliances showing. And I saw some guys on Instagram that will never show their appliances. They think it's trashy. And now that's all I can see. All right, so here, now we're at the problem. So this is the big problem. Do you see the problem? You probably don't. On the right there is the driveway. But whose driveway is that? Well, that's the neighbor's driveway, which would lead you to say, all right, Steven, where's y'all's driveway? And that's a great question, because we don't freaking have one. And I forgot all about it. I mean, we do have one, but we don't. It's a shared driveway with the left-hand neighbor. So we're going to need to figure that out, and figure that out quick, because if we can't get a driveway in, we're going to lose like $50K on our comp price, which means that the house will be worth $50K less. So we had a meeting of the minds, and I honestly have no idea how to fix it. So follow along. This is episode 2. Go watch episode 1, and then episode 3 will be out next week. Also, just jump in to the newsletter if you want something for free. Jump into the newsletter. You can follow our misadventures there.